Have the 9th hardest schedule this season, and the Cowboys have the 10th. That's where we're headed now. The public saga continues between Jerry Jones and Micah Parsons as the team has not gotten any closer to reaching a new contract since Micah requested a trade on August 1st. Here's Jerry's latest comments on Micah yesterday.
Nothing.
So why don't you talk?
Again, nothing would be that, and we might or might not talk. And the rest of that gets in what we do every day.
Think that talks would pick up a little bit with him?
I don't know that necessarily talks will, but we've got a game coming. And
wait a second, is this really going down? Jerry Jones pulling strings in the shadows, and when it's Jerry, you already know it ain't just football. It's pure theater with dollar signs written all over it.
Original Network. I'm old enough to remember the last time we had an exciting quarterback fall to the Cowboys when they came up. Have you guys thought through that scenario if there was an exciting quarterback like, say, Jackson Dart or Shedeur Sanders there at 12?
Yeah, well, we've got a major commitment with Dak, and so you weigh all of that. And but I was going to add to this whole conversation, it's very often that somebody will step up and say, now, we got this guy right here. We've got him. And we just signed him under contract.
This man doesn't move quiet. He plots like the main villain in a blockbuster. Word on the street, Jerry's cooking up a secret play involving Deion Sanders, and the whole thing had Kevin Stefanski looking like his headset got hacked mid-game. The chaos? Straight up meme material. The type of stunt only Jerry could dream up. The kind that makes the whole league stop and stare. And get this, Cleveland might have finally tripped into something that doesn't feel like a curse. No botched draft, no false hope, no quarterback collapsing the minute the lights come on. This time, it's different. Because when things get real, Shadur doesn't blink. He steps in cool, dropping lasers like he's been doing it for years.
I use it, the love affair that we have. What? And I have always admired him, both on and off the field. Ooh. And I said, that's hard.
Suddenly, Browns fans start dusting off a word they haven't touched in forever: hope. But right when the dog pound starts believing they might have a real franchise guy, who slides in? Jerry Jones, the NFL's oil-rich puppet master turned full-blown cartoon villain. And he's not just peeking over the fence, he's scheming like a soap opera director who bought out the whole studio just to control the script. Jerry doesn't just own the Cowboys, he owns the spotlight. To him, football's Broadway with shoulder pads, overpriced nachos, and drama scripted for the cameras. The second Shedur's name started echoing outside Cleveland, Jerry didn't just listen, he activated like somebody slammed the ego booster button on his billion-dollar yacht.
Talent. And that's what I respect the most about Shedeur, about Shiloh, and also about Prime. They know who they are. They don't waver away from it.
They have to remember you don't get to write your plans in pen.
See, to Jerry, quarterbacks ain't just players. They're ATM machines in cleats. And Shadur, he's basically Bitcoin with a perfect spiral. Jerry doesn't just see a quarterback, he sees an empire, a walking brand, a gold mine that could flood the market with jerseys from Dallas to Dubai, while headlining his own Netflix doc before the Sunday night lights even hit. Before the ball even hits the turf, Jerry's eyes light up, the kind of glow only a man who once dropped $1.3 billion on a stadium just to flex could pull off. He doesn't just see football, he sees empire moves, legacy plays, and dollar signs spinning like slot machines. And the second Jerry smells opportunity, forget about subtlety. It's gone. He's not the type to make a quiet phone call. That would be way too normal. And let's not forget, that's tampering.
Tell the truth. Does this surprise you guys? That Shedeur Sanders, pick number 144, is now the best-selling jersey of the draft class.
No, and this is why he's going to be a Cleveland Brown. I think he's going to be on the roster no matter what. Because at the end of the day, I do think he has a safe floor at quarterback, but those type of things, moving the needle, moving dollars around and being relevant as a...
Even Jerry, with the morals of a car salesman trying to hustle at a church auction, knows better when the cameras are glued to him. So he moves slick. Whispers pop up. Anonymous dinners start happening. Sources suddenly start running their mouths. And those random third-party friends in Dallas, they just became the most booked dinner guests in town. It's cloak and dagger games, only with fatter wallets and way uglier lighting. And then comes the real twist. Deion Sanders, primetime himself, Cowboys royalty, Jerry's old flame in football glory, the man who turned Dallas into the league's main event back before streaming even existed. Jerry still bends an ear when Prime talks, and when Deion casually slides his son's name into the chat, Jerry doesn't just nod. He grabs a pen and starts sketching empire blueprints. This ain't scouting. This is Jerry writing the script for his big dramatic final act. He dresses it up as football necessity. The Cowboys need a quarterback of the future. Dak's contract's a headache. The NFC East is a war zone. Sounds reasonable, right? Wrong. Logic and Jerry Jones haven't been in the same room since the Clinton years. And what Jerry's whispering isn't some 2 picks and a backup type trade.
Yeah, one of them is coming in right now. Very easy to continue to not faking the threat. How you doing?
Nice to see you.
Yeah, children. I know, oldest dog.
Nah, he's floating a blockbuster that makes the Herschel Walker deal look like lunch money. We're talking multiple first-rounders, proven starters, cap gymnastics so wild they'd make Wall Street sweat. Jerry's ready to gut his roster, torch his salary cap, and sell what's left of his football soul.
He's gonna hire primetime Deion Sanders as a head coach. What? That would be crazy.
Whoa.
Is Jerry Jones crazy enough to do something like that someday?
No, but he does know how to spell well enough and not answer a hypothetical question.
All just to slap a star on Shedur's helmet. That's how deep he's in. Meanwhile, in Cleveland, chaos brews. Half the front office wants to guard Shadur like he's the last miracle left. Build around him, protect him, and finally enjoy a quarterback without scheduling therapy sessions on Mondays. But the other half, they're chasing dollar signs, jersey deals, media contracts, marketing explosions. Suddenly, the Browns, yes, the Browns, are wondering if they can flip into a branding empire. Spoiler alert, they can't. Cleveland couldn't flip beachfront property in Hawaii, even if it came with free Mai Tais and front row tickets.
The last 2-minute drive, you don't give it to him? Come on, man. Make it make sense. They don't want that boy in Cleveland. We know they don't want him in Cleveland. They do it. Now, that's dirty. That's 2 L's they got to hold. Great. He did. But come on, man. You don't want, like he said, though, they don't want to have a quarterback controversy. That's cute and all. But nah, you got to get to the smoke. But, it's a silver lining in all this in the end for your boy. I think, personally, this is my take. This is going to blow your mind. He's going to end up with Jerry Jones in Dallas. Why, you say? Jerry loves...
But that doesn't stop the war behind closed doors. The coaches want to slow-cook Shadur into a franchise quarterback, while the execs are counting dollar bills like Wall Street day traders. And right in the middle of this tug-of-war, Shadur himself, a rookie who just wants to ball out, while billionaires hover over him like vultures at a Texas BBQ pit. And make no mistake, this is classic Jerry Jones chess. He's not rushing. He doesn't need tomorrow or next week. Jerry plays the long hustle. He plants whispers, feeds rumors, and waits for the perfect storm. An injury here, a contract meltdown there, or just the right mysterious leak. When that door cracks open, boom. Jerry isn't just after wins. He's chasing legacy, chasing immortality. In his mind, this is the masterstroke. Be remembered as the man who outsmarted every GM, turned football into theater, and made the Cowboys bigger than the sport itself. He sees Shadur as the golden bridge, the final keystone, the ticket to making Dallas not just America's team, but Earth's team.
Comments on this Micah Parsons trade have me confused. We all know Jerry Jones is in the media way too much, but him coming out saying, essentially, we got rid of Micah Parsons because we need to stop the run. Jaden Daniels, Jalen Hurts, now Russell Wilson. Some of the top quarterbacks in the NFL in your division. So you got to stop the run, but these dudes can throw all over.
And here's where it gets hilarious. This master plan depends on a rookie surviving the Dallas spotlight. Dallas doesn't nurture QBs, it chews them up and spits them out faster than reality show contestants. One bad pick from Shadur and the Dallas media won't just criticize him, they'll roast him like a comedy special gone wrong. And Jerry, the same guy who couldn't stomach Jimmy Johnson getting credit for actual Super Bowls, thinks he's gonna micromanage Deion Sanders' son like some puppet master? That's pure delusion. Meanwhile, Cleveland's front office is just as clueless. The only thing more laughable than Jerry's empire fantasy is thinking the Browns can make a smart, united decision without blowing it up in spectacular fashion. But don't sleep on the NFL itself. The league hates this kind of circus. They want clean deals, sanitized press releases, and fake smiles at the podium. Jerry's out here running secret dinner meetings like he's auditioning for a Bond villain role. And the second one text leaks or the wrong name slips into a hot mic, the league drops the hammer. Tampering charges, million-dollar fines, full-on investigations, and the whole dirty mess spilling out for the world to see. And Jerry, he'll spin it all as the league fearing his genius. To Jerry, rules aren't rules. They're just speed bumps on the way to another headline. Here's the wildest twist. Jerry actually wants controversy. He feeds off it.
A direct question about, has he had a chance to get up with Shedeur and Shedeur throwing some passes? And you heard what Jerry Jeudy said. We throw the ball around a little bit. And Shedeur has an arm. He said Shedeur has one of the best arms.
For him, chaos isn't a problem. It's the whole game plan. The Cowboys don't even need Super Bowls to stay relevant. All they need is noise. Add Shedeur to the mix and boom. You've basically handed Jerry a flamethrower inside a fireworks warehouse. Win or lose, the Cowboys will dominate every headline, and Jerry will soak it all up like the self-crowned emperor of football chaos. But here's the cruel irony. While Jerry plays billionaire chess, Shedeur's just trying to breathe. He never begged for this. He didn't ask to be the centerpiece of Jerry's final act. The kid just wanted to ball, prove himself, and carve his own lane outside his father's shadow. Instead, he's stuck in billion-dollar schemes, legacy power plays, and a family soap opera with Deion Sanders waiting in the wings. And let's be real, the fans can feel it too. That uneasy tension where everyone acts calm, but deep down they know a storm's about to hit. Shedeur shows up to practice like it's just another day. Helmet on, head down. But you can see the weight in his walk, because once Jerry Jones slaps your name on his vision board, your life is no longer your own. Now we're teetering on the edge of a trade rumor that feels less like football and more like Shakespearean cleats.
What? Guys get hurt. So you bet your whole house that you got him, and then all of a sudden you don't have him. So that's when your old mind starts saying, well, if this guy did get hurt, what would we do this year?
Jerry Jones, the aging king, desperate to carve his name in stone before the credits roll. Shedeur Sanders, the prodigal prince, carrying the burden of bloodline, hype, and expectation. Cleveland, the fractured kingdom, torn between guarding their golden boy or cashing in for a marketing fantasy. It's all swirling into the NFL's latest soap opera, and the Browns' locker room. It suddenly feels less like a football squad and more like an episode of Succession shot in Cleveland. Half the coaches want to give Shedeur the keys and let him build a future. The other half are staring at spreadsheets, luxury suites, and merch projections.
That was said about Shedeur Sanders, like I've stated in these previous videos, it's all lies. It's all smoke and mirrors. Jerry Jeudy just verified that. He's a wide receiver. He's the one catching the ball from Shedeur. So he knows what that arm strength is. He knows what that arm talent is. A lot of stuff that's been lied about Shedeur, all the collusion. We heard what Eric Dickerson said. Fix was in. But it sounded like Jerry Jeudy said, man, Shedeur is a baller. Shedeur got a bright future. It's almost like he's saying, man, he's our guy.
And if Jerry Jones comes storming in with that cowboy hat and oil money wallet, forget the playbook. Even the water boys will have hedge fund whispers in their ears. That's how deep the paranoia ran. And poor Shedeur, the actual guy holding the football, is trapped in the middle of this circus, just trying to breathe. The Dallas media even turned every little thing into a sign if he so much as wore cowboy boots. Boom, half the league's executives started polishing resumes like the apocalypse was coming.
Not only gives us 4 first-round picks over the next 2 years, we not only do that, nothing says we can't use some of those picks right now to go get.
And this is where Jerry's vision spun completely Shakespearean. In Jerry's mind, Shedeur wasn't just another quarterback. He was the chosen one, the prodigal prince destined to carry the Cowboys dynasty into eternity. Forget Dak Prescott. Forget years of playoff heartbreak. Forget that Dallas hasn't smelled real glory since VHS tapes were a thing. Jerry saw Shedeur as his cheat code against time itself. If he could land Shedeur, the Cowboys wouldn't just be a football team anymore. They'd be a religion, a global empire, a Disney franchise with no ending credits. And Jerry, being Jerry, wasn't about to play it safe. He wanted a deal so outrageous it could make Wall Street faint. Rumors swirled that he was dangling 3 first-rounders, a star defender, maybe even tossing in lifetime brisket deliveries just to sweeten the pot. And if you listened closely, You could practically hear him joking. What if I throw in the entire practice facility or my yacht? This wasn't about football anymore. It was about power, about who would control the cameras, who would stand next to Jerry when the flashbulbs went off, and who'd be etched into the ESPN documentaries 20 years down the line. Meanwhile, the NFL was sweating bullets. Tampering whispers flew around like confetti at another Cowboys playoff collapse.
Good to see you. Oh, we got. Well, we got to do some praise. Deion, she's mine. Hey, Deion. I enjoyed our little talk.
I know I do too. We would.
If Jerry really was working the back channels, calling Deion, slipping notes under tables, tossing out promises that sounded a lot like bribes, then the league was staring at a full-blown scandal on its hands. But here's the catch. This is Jerry Jones, the same man who's been bending rules since the pager era. What's the NFL really gonna do? Fine him? Suspend him? Please. Jerry would cut the check, slap his name on the fine office, and call it the Jerry Jones Center for Creative Accounting before lunch. That's why the stakes were sky high, because if Jerry actually pulled it off, if Deion Sanders ended up in a Cowboys uniform, it would rewrite NFL history. Imagine the headlines. Imagine the jersey sales. Picture Jerry in his luxury suite, sipping whiskey and grinning like the Joker, knowing he'd just pulled off the heist of the century. And stuck in the crossfire, Shedeur, the prodigy, caught in a billionaire tug-of-war, just trying to play ball. The Browns, a fractured kingdom, split between loyalty and greed, knowing that one decision could shape their future for decades. This wasn't just drama. This was Julius Caesar with shoulder pads and Gatorade.